Alrighty, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be a little bit of a short video. I'm kind of on that short video grind because I don't know, I love them so much. They're easy to make, they're easy to edit and all that, so I'm here for it. Also, I have my air conditioner on because even though it's fall time, it doesn't feel that way. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about all the books that I'm in the midst of reading. So I have this thing where I buy books and then I'm like, I want to buy another book, and then I do that and then I start reading it and then I put that other book down to read the other book that I bought. So it's kind of frustrating and really annoying because I'm not making that much progress with my books, but I want to talk about the books that I have been reading, the plots, the premises, any feelings that I have associated with any of the things that I've read. And yeah, let's just jump right into the video. So we have this good stack of books to review basically. So first we have My Dark Vanessa, which I heard is a really sad book, and I started reading it. I'm actually halfway done. I'm on page 157, and it's actually a really good book. It's written by Kate Elizabeth Russell, and it's about this 15-year-old girl that is being groomed by her teacher, and it's so interesting seeing that dynamic because I feel like she gets into a lot more personal things than any movie that has that sort of premise or plot delves into. So this book definitely gets into all of that, and if you want to read a lot more on psychological trauma, this is the book for you. I love this book so freaking much so far. I find it to be written so well, articulated so well, and it's interesting because she doesn't just make out the abuser to be someone that's capable of abusing. It's just a normal person that just abuses people, and that's a thing in society, and it's always been a thing in society. And I feel like we shouldn't be like, oh, he has mental illness, that's why he does this. I feel like the motives behind what he does is just he's a shitty person and he's a pedophile and he grooms kids, and it's terrible and wicked, but it's also so interesting to listen to her point of view throughout all of this, because a lot of times you don't get to hear the victim's point of view, and this is an amazing book for that. So if you've ever been abused in any capacity, emotionally, physically, and you want to read a book that you could kind of connect to, this is a really good one. So I highly recommend it. I'm only halfway through, but I can't wait to finish it. I'm probably gonna finish it tonight because I've been thinking about it, even though I've been reading another book. So yeah. Next, we have this book. It's called Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I know that Sarah Caroli is obsessed with this book. I follow her recommendations to the T because she recommended Divine Rivals, and that is one of my favorite books of all time now. It's like in my top 10 favorite books category. So this is Powerless. It has the same premise in terms of the fact that it's an enemies to lovers trope, but this book is so good. So we basically follow two characters that has 2 point of views, a girl and a boy, and the girl is basically, she's not even a merchant. She's honestly just homeless, living on the street with this other girl, and they steal and they commit a lot of crimes just so they could afford a living, because apparently in this world the king created an elite kingdom and then he wanted to wipe out all the regular mortals with no powers. So they're basically just hiding, and she basically gives off this persona that she's a psychic, and that's why people can't sense her powers. But she steals from a prince from the kingdom, and he tries to read her powers, and he realizes, oh fuck, like she doesn't really have powers. Is she just an ordinary, which means a regular human like you and me. And then she was like, no, I'm psychic and I could read you. And I guess I really like the fact that it's kind of like the Natural series, where it's like she's such an observative character and so is he, and they're both just observing each other. And obviously he sucks because he doesn't notice that she's immortal, but she's good because when he was like, tell me about my future, she kind of just observed him, like if he has a wedding ring, blah blah blah, and then she basically impresses him and he thinks about her a lot. And there's a trial coming up in 2 weeks where they have to compete, where the elites have to compete against the ordinaries, and her name and the prince's name are on the list. So I can't wait to keep on reading this. I started it last night and I'm on page 76 now, and it's so good. It kind of gave me Divergent vibes with the whole like trials thing, where they kind of like try to make mortals like compete in the trials against the elites, and the elites like basically kill each other to demonstrate power and how much power they have, and they've been training all their lives for it. So it's such an interesting book, and I highly recommend that you pick it up, especially for October. The next book that we have is the Mindfuck series, and I've never been more wrong about a book than this book. So I remember saying in 2 separate videos that looks exactly like Twilight, and I didn't watch any videos on it, so my impression was this is gonna be Twilight. It is not Twilight. It's not Twilight at all. Like, it doesn't have vampires or anything. But that makes me love the book even more. What I would compare this book to is the Natural series. So basically this book follows around a woman and a man, and the man is part of the FBI, and she basically kills people. So she exacts revenge on these 5 men in this small town, and the guy is trying to figure out who's doing it, and she wears very big clunky boots and like different attire so that she could basically get the attention off of her, and so she wouldn't get caught. And so the FBI is now thinking that it's a man, but the man that likes the girl is like, something's wrong with this case. So this is a lengthy book, and I'm only on page 97, but I love it so far. I love the flirtatious banter. I love the fact that it's between an FBI agent and a killer. I literally love that premise so much. I find it so intriguing and so like interesting. Like, I've never really read anything like it, so I highly recommend this book if you want like a thriller. This is such a good book, and I love the way that it's written, and it's so easy to read even though it's like 800 fucking pages. I don't think it's 800 pages. I think it's like 600 pages, but it's still pretty easy to get through, so I highly recommend this book. So the last book that we have is Twisted Love, and this is part of the this is part of the Twisted series by Anna Huang, and I'm reading it on my Kindle currently, and this is the cover. I kind of hate the cover. I hate when book covers have like pictures of actual people, but I know that like the regular book doesn't look like this. It's like blue and looks really pretty. I just wish I had it on my bookshelf, but I don't. But this book is so good. So we basically follow around this girl that meets this character named Alex Volkov, and he's like this mysterious hot guy that, like, you know, a lot of books portray a lot of girls falling in love with, and basically her brother has to leave for something. I don't quite remember because I think the last time I read it was a week ago, and again, when you're like shuffling in between books, it's so hard to remember character names and a lot of plots. But yeah, her brother is basically leaving either to college or somewhere, and he asks his best friend Alex to take care of his sister, and both of them haven't had the best experience with each other. Like, they kind of like really don't like each other, especially the girl. Like, she's like, oh, like, why does he have to take care of me? Like, why couldn't you get anyone else? But I feel like she's just playing hard to get because obviously she really likes him, and I feel like by the end of this book we're gonna see a lot of like feelings involved between the two characters. But for now, I really, really, really like the book. I find it so intriguing and easy to read. And yeah, that's honestly all I have to say about that. I don't know, it's not my favorite book ever. It's kind of like, but it's really easy to read. So I feel like if you want like a really easy book to read, you should get the Twisted series, because honestly, it's pretty entertaining for what it is. All right, guys, that concludes my October currently reading video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys pick out any of the books that I recommended and let me know your thoughts, honestly, because I love hearing your guys' thoughts on any books. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!